And if everyone just wants to take a minute and get settled in, I think it's about 5 or 6 minutes, and I'm going to do my best to try and do it as quickly as possible. This is such an important day for me personally, and for our incredible farm team, for all the work they've done. I want to wish everyone a wonderful afternoon. It's a beautiful day. Who knew it was going to be gorgeous? The farm is always at its best on a day like today. For those of you who didn't hear me earlier, I am Deb Tviesh. I am the founder and CEO of the ELIJA Foundation. It stands for Empowering Long Island's Journey Through Autism. And it is a journey, as we all know. And so I want to start out by thanking my board of directors, President Joanne Scanlon, who's here today, who has been such a wonderful leader. All of the friends and family who are here, our incredible local elected officials, who I'm going to go into a little more detail. And I want to thank our adults who identify as being on the autism spectrum for being here today and also being such an integral part of this farm. And the families who are impacted by the support that they've been giving their children all these years for joining us today. We are happy as a team to celebrate Autism Awareness, Acceptance, and Action Month. Today, we want to talk a little bit about how ELIJA and the foundation and the school and the farm and our transitional programs all continue to be part of agents of change for the community. Two major initiatives happening today. We're addressing the needs of the young adult population of autism, and that's finding creative ways to help them with gainful employment. And we know employment is very difficult. And the second part is being able to educate advocates, educators, agencies, school professionals, family members, and others about this really challenging transition coming out of school and then going into your lifespan of daily living. It's a very, very scary time. We sometimes call it the service cliff, but it is very scary. We need to be better at providing resources and making sure that they have a pathway to independence. ELIJA has always and will always be about taking action, and in honor of Autism Awareness Month, and now through Mother's Day, we're running a Pave the Way to Employment campaign where our goal is to raise funds to employ our young adults with autism. And that's for our 18-week CSA, our Community Supported Agriculture Program, which we've extended this year. Used to be 16 weeks. Now our farm team feels so confident at the growing season that we're going to do 18 weeks. So I commend them for extending it because everyone always wants to make things shorter. And I think we need to do this so we can chip away at over 85% of our population with disabilities being unemployed. And unemployment is really, really low when you talk about the autism spectrum. We know that we can do this, but we have to do it one person at a time. And ELIJA and the farm and its other entities are trying to serve as a model. And we hope that others can do the same. We are always open to being a pilot and a friend and mentors to others. And we love when others mentor us because then we learn to grow. Last year, through our Pave the Wave campaign, we were able to hire 2 employees, and we are hoping that we can double that this year so we can have 4. Our CSA season, which runs from June 3rd to October 11th, we are very determined to make this happen, and we're confident through the generosity of all of our donors, our friends and families, that we will reach our goal. We still have to raise another $9,600 to make this happen, so please spread the word, share this information, and any amount that any of you can donate or encourage others to donate will make a huge difference and make a big difference in the community as a whole. So you just saw us cut the ribbon. I think I did an okay job, but I think I wouldn't have been able to do it without all your support. Our marketplace here at the farm is a new addition, and it's in addition to what we're already doing here. We're doing planting and harvesting, and we're running a CSA with about 75 members. And we've increased our spring season and our winter season. And so these employees that we have will now be able to be employed through the marketplace and be able to work during the hours of operation. This is an exciting new venture, and it will allow for additional vocational opportunities and integration with the community members, because we have had so many people driving by, stopping in, and learning about our farm. What will they learn? They'll learn how to prepare and store food, be really good at customer service. You know, our population can be isolated, so they love talking to people and being part of the community. They'll be doing things like sorting and labeling, controlling our inventory, and other skills that will help them be able to maybe have jobs in with other opportunities. And the most important thing that I've learned as I go through my journey with autism, because my son Jason is here, he's 25, what I've learned through the team that we have here at the farm and the people that we've employed is that employment for people with disabilities, particularly autism, it's not just the paycheck. It's an opportunity for personal growth, for social interaction because of the incredible isolation. They can have a productive routine, developing skills that they may not have had because their education, their formal education, ends at 22. And then the most important thing for us as parents is that decrease of dependency, so that as we age, that we know the skills that they've learned, they're not going to need us as much. And the drain on the families will be a lot less. The sense of belonging is huge, and I can't tell you how that's something that I even overlooked over the past couple of seasons, because we are in about a summer, and then winter gets pretty hard here. We do have to shut down, and last year our greenhouse gave us an opportunity to extend the season. But it's really hard knowing that we've given such an incredible place and opportunity for our guys on the spectrum, and then they have nowhere to go for the winter season. So this greenhouse has allowed us to be able to keep that relationship going, to keep them productive, and to keep those connections so that they don't become isolated. And all of these components are so important for their happiness. Our other arm is education, and we'll be doing a conference on May 11th for the Pathway to Independence. Trish Calandra is my partner on that conference. I don't know if she's here. Can you wave her hand? There she is. She's an amazing individual. She's a master housing navigator. We just did an incredible conference at Libby for housing. Suffolk County Executive Romaine was there, and a lot of our elected officials who are in such support of that. And we want to make sure that we continue to focus on things that help with transition. And that conference is going to be held at Hofstra University, May 11th, starting from 8 and ending at 5 p.m. And there's no greater gift to a mother, and the term mother, I mean anyone supporting an individual on the spectrum, than being able to connect themselves with experts that have information about the transition process, self-direction, housing, special needs trust, guardianship, and so much more. But the most important piece that ELIJA and Trish and her team at Thrive want to do is provide those connections for families who feel isolated and don't have that information. So on your chairs, there's a little ELIJA Farm bag. There's some goodies in there, and then there's a lot of information about the ELIJA Farm and all ELIJA as a whole. I would like to thank the following people for being here today before I introduce our speakers. Are we out? Okay.
Teacher voice.
It was too much? Okay.
Now you got to use your teacher voice.
Of course, I want to thank Suffolk County Executive Romaine and Sheriff Errol Toulon for being here today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. New York State Senator Matera, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to see you again. I see that we're going to be doing a lot of work together. New York State Assemblyman Steve Stern and Keith Brown, Suffolk County Comptroller John Kennedy, Suffolk County legislators Steve Flutteron, Rebecca Sannon, and Tom Donnelly. Huntington Town Deputy Supervisor John McCarran, our town clerk Andrew Rea, he's a good friend. Huntington Highway Superintendent Andre Sorrentino. Brooke Salvatore, Associate Counsel and Deputy Supervisor of the Beast Unit, representing District Attorney Ray Tierney, along with Emily O'Neill and Catherine Mohammed. Thank you. Peter Ganley, representing Congressman Nick Lulota. Thank you. Lindsay Akizian, representing Congressman Andrew Garabino. Ellen Heinitz Guerra, representing Huntington Councilman Salvatore Ferro. Thank you for being here. Michelle Wright, representing Huntington Councilwoman Teresa Mari. It's back? Oh, yeah, okay. Now I can sing? Oh, okay, I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't like me. And I want to thank Kelly Smith from the Huntington Township Chamber of Commerce, who we are newly a member, for being so kind. So without further me chatting, it is my distinct pleasure to officially welcome Suffolk County Executive Romaine. While he was recently elected to his post, the county executive has championed environmental and quality of life issues during his lifetime of service to the residents of Suffolk County. We're so pleased to have you here. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the county's farmland preservation program. And just yesterday, County Executive Romaine signed bills increasing the county's budget to preserve farmland by $5 million per year. This investment will help to protect against private development of precious agricultural lands, just like the ELIJA farm was in 2017. And I thank Larry and Heather Folia for making sure that that happened, and the county and the town of Huntington partnering with us in 2017. So no one can ever build on this property ever. It will be forever a beautiful preserved land for everyone to enjoy. So we are sustainable for that reason, and so I thank you for those incredible efforts that others will be able to enjoy that. We need your leadership to ensure that we will continue to have access to healthy local food supply. No farms, no food, we were talking about that, to help feed 3 million people on Long Island that rely on our farmers every day, and we should always know where our food comes from, okay? I would like to invite the county executive Romaine to come up now to speak about Autism Acceptance Month and his deep passion for our farmland and open space preservation on Long Island. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here and recognizing ELIJA and the farm and its efforts. Thank you so much.
Well, it's very good to be here. Open space is something that I deeply believe in. Farmland, we need to preserve it. My predecessors had wisdom. And I'll talk specifically about John V. N. Klein, who was our second county executive, who in 1974 looked around and saw that farmland was being gobbled up, both on the West End and in the East End, for development, and said, wow, if this continues, we won't have farms, or we'll have less farms. And if you farm, you know you need a certain mass of farms to make farming work, where farmers help, equipment, etc. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of committing $15 million for farmland preservation for this year. This is my 39th year in office. I've bounced around different offices. People are laughing. But I was a legislator in the 80s. I was county clerk for 16 years. I went back to the legislature. I hadn't moved, but my district had changed. And it became all of Eastern Brookhaven, from Sound to Bay, but the towns of Riverhead, Southold, and Shelter Island. And I had the distinct pleasure of representing the North Fork, which is really the farm belt for this county, and dealing with farmers and the Farm Bureau and understanding it's important. And without farmers, we don't have food. And we need, and I would say to our 69 school districts and our 2 BOCES, think about using your school lunch program to support our local farmers, so it's from farm to table for our students so they can eat healthier. Nutrition is going to be a big thing. Open space, I can't say enough about open space. When I served in the legislature from 2005 to 2012, I believed I bought more land in my legislative district than the other 17 combined. So I am a believer. But then you talk about autism. And it used to be, one of the numbers I saw years ago was like 1 in 80. Now that number is far reduced. And more people are impacted by autism. And having an opportunity for people who age out of the system to have a job, to work here at this farm, we need more opportunities so that everyone lives the best life they can, lives life to the fullest. And what better way than commune with nature and help grow? I mean, I think that's just absolutely two things coming together. What a synergy. What a farm. I got to tell you, great, 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 great. Now let's get our schools to buy some of our farm products for their school lunches. Let's make our school lunches healthy. Let's make sure we keep our farmers growing farm. And thank you so much for this opportunity. And I see all my colleagues here, and I look at all of them. One of the joys of public life is to work with people such as this. Very good people with great intentions. And it's my pleasure just to be sitting where I am, working with the 18 legislators, working with my town government, working with our sheriff, our state senators who advocate for us, our state assemblyman who did a great job. Where was Steve? He was here before. I got to tell you, he did a great job for the firemen earlier at Dix Hills. So just working with people you know and respect. So it's an honor. And now to deal with this farm, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Vertically challenged. Thank you so much, County Executive, for your incredible words and support. So heartfelt, and it means so much to me for us to now have this partnership and relationship that you visited here. And I just wanted to share that in the mail today, where's Chris? Chris Potter, who's the director of our farm, handed me an envelope. And we just received the confirmation of our budget modification between the ELIJA Farm and Suffolk County for the amount of $1 million so that we, through our Jumpstart program, the Jumpstart, to build a structure for a new learning and engagement center so that we can expand and grow and have a permanent place for our guys to be able to do the marketplace. And we're very excited to work with your incredible administration to develop this new learning space and permanent home for our marketplace, because we know that you are a person of action and we're excited to work with you.
I'm sure they're going to have me on speed dial.
Oh yeah, I'm going to have you on speed dial. For sure.
Don't hesitate, because sometimes people working in the county, we have to encourage them to move a little faster.
Well, that's okay. I am happy to be there at any time. I work 24/7. Everybody knows that. I'm up at 3 and I go to sleep at 11, and my partner wants me to take a break, but it's what makes me happy, and it's what drives me to do what I do to help families. So thank you again. It's really such an honor to have all of you here and to have your support. Now it's my honor to introduce our Suffolk County Sheriff, Dr. Errol Toulon, Jr. We appreciate him so much for being here. We've worked on different things together, like the school bus stop program that I serve on that committee, and I love helping out. But the wonderful work that you've done to protect our residents, especially those with autism. I have dementia in my family as well, and so the two juxtaposed is super challenging, and I want to thank you for all of the efforts. And if you could please come up and say a few words. We're so honored to have you here.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me today. I'd like to thank ELIJA Farms and County Executive Romaine for inviting me to be here. You know, this is very important to me and my office, especially for individuals that have autism. You know, we have a program called Project Lifesaver, which is a rapid response for individuals that have some sort of cognitive impairment. We have over 130 clients and 12 trainers that can actually go out from Amityville to Montauk in case someone has wandered and is missing, they can report it. So it's something that's near and dear to me, but more importantly, we just unveiled a card a couple of days ago for all law enforcement, our deputy sheriffs to carry. And with this card, if a person that has autism is to be stopped for whatever reason by law enforcement, they can, you know, because there may be some communication barriers or that stress and trauma of why did I get pulled over, they can point to various points on this card, and the law enforcement officer can communicate with the driver so that there's less tension, one for the officer also, because they're, you know, naturally we're going to think the person's non-compliant, but now the tension will ease a little. There'll be better communication and understanding of the safe way either to operate. It could be from a broken taillight to rolling through a stop sign. So we wanted to try to ease the communication between those that have some sort of impairment with our law enforcement community. I want to thank you for what you do, Deb. It's been a pleasure. I look forward to working with you in the future. County Exec, you've been amazing in 4 months, what you've done. So thank you, and we continue to look forward to work with you. God bless all of you. If you ever need anything from the Suffolk County Sheriff's Office, please feel free to call me.
I think you know what I look like. Okay. It's truly incredible. Thank you. Those things seem so small in retrospect, but they are huge. You know, it sometimes doesn't even matter what's on the card. The fact that someone can feel comfortable and kind of indicate that they have autism already is giving. It's a win-win situation to keep everybody calm and from things escalating. So I really do appreciate that effort. It's valuable, and your work is incredible. And so later you can go see at the table. They have a lot of information for those of you who need further information related to the Project Lifesaver. We are so fortunate to have Legislator Tom Donnelly here. I can't thank him enough for his time and support and generosity over the years, helping us secure the grant for our marketplace. And I would love for you to come up and say a few words, but most importantly, every year we do an incredible farm festival here. We have over 400 or 500 residents of the community, and part of that comes from the Culture and Arts Grant from Suffolk County. And he's a huge supporter of ELIJA, and I want to thank him so much for always being on our side to make things better. Thank you.
So good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the 17th Legislative District. This is a true gem in Suffolk County. It's 10 acres of pure beauty. It really is. And that, coupled with the autism work that's done here, and Deb and Judy and the whole entire staff here, they're the angels of the autism community. They really are. And I encourage all my colleagues. I visit here very often. It's a real special place by people doing remarkable work and young folks who have a disability doing remarkable things to make society better. And if you really want to be inspired, you know, come to one of the programs here. It's been an honor for me to work, you know, with the staff here. It was a labor of love to fight hard for the Jump Start grant that we got, which was really terrific, as well as the grants that we get for the Farm Festival. And I just would be remiss if I didn't mention this as a heartfelt, you know, comment. Really want to thank our new county executive for his exemplary leadership, as well as Cheryl Toulon. They showed a nation how government should work. You know, in times of difficult, you know, political polarization, these two gentlemen really stand as a shining example of what it means to be a public servant. So to Deb and to Jody and everybody here, my heartfelt love, admiration, and respect for everything that you do. Thank you.
So Jason, come up here with me because you can just stand here with me. This is the boy here, Jason. He's 25. You can say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing today? Happy Autism Awareness Acceptance and Action Month.
You want to say a few words?
Yeah. I just want to thank everyone for coming out today, for supporting the ELIJA Farm, Suffolk County, and the Long Island community. And I'm about to graduate college with a film degree. I live on my own. I just moved. I live independently, and I have a girlfriend who I've been in love with for 8 months, and I'm sorry she can't make it today, but I hope she could hear this later today. And what?
You're good.
And I just want to say, again, thank you for everything, and thanks. And one little story before I get off. I got my first ticket through Officer Zodos here in Suffolk County. Rolling through a stop sign right on Delaware Street. But he was probably the sweetest cop I've ever met.
Good to hear.
And I just, can I say something that I'm going to Glen Cove or no?
No,
Okay.
you're good.
All right. I just want to thank you.
You don't need to confess. Thank you, Jason. So my personal journey is the journey that I share with everybody, and I'm still learning. You never stop learning, and I just really appreciate it. There's so many great things going on this month. I'm going to wrap up just a few, kind of just letting you know what's happening at the farm. But we are so excited that Legislator Sanin and her office have been kind enough to invite us to participate in the Earth Day celebration at West Hills Country Park this Sunday, April 28th from 10 to 2. And the event is open to the public, and there's going to be lilac planting in the park, Walt Whitman poetry readings, which you should tell Jason's girlfriend loves to write poetry and read poetry, and multiple organizations with giveaway and lots of information for the attendees. We were invited to have a table, so we'll be there too, so you can come see us again. Before you leave, please stop by the table in the front of the marketplace where you can learn more about the Suffolk County Project Lifesaver program. And one of the things that's important, we didn't talk a lot about it, but here at the farm, besides what we do here as a CSA and a marketplace, we have amazing classes open to everybody. And we have a Farm Explorer class, we have baking, we have music, art, and so many more things. We also have amazing chickens. Alfred over here is one of the best chicken caregivers I've ever met in my life. And he can show you, if you want to take a tour, he'll take you over to talk to the chickens. They give him lots of love. And just in a few moments, we're going to head over for our seed planting and harvesting. If any of you want to stay, our farm team is going to be here for you. And if you'd like to join, that would be great. I want to thank everybody for coming here today. Like, who knew it was going to be so hot on the patio? I thought I needed my winter coat. But it's been so successful, and successful not because of me, but because everybody who supports what ELIJA's about on a daily basis. I want to thank the entire ELIJA team. Everyone, raise your hand, because I don't want to forget. And that includes Larry and Heather Folia, who are the original owners of this farm, who have mentored me. I want to thank especially Jason Zove, who's been so helpful in helping us be with the community and learn as much as we can. So in conclusion, again, I want to thank everybody for your support and your love and for taking the time here today. This is so meaningful for me. And I just hope that we can continue to have this relationship with the community that supports our individuals with autism, so that through their lifespan they know that they're going to be respected and loved in their community and have continued opportunities for employment and for engagement. So thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.